So I was just thinking to myself about how much we need Sonic Adventure remakes. And I think the obvious answer is Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 were both amazing games. And with how old they are and how old the graphics and the presentation of the dialogue and all that sorts of stuff, it does need a remake. It really deserves one. They're arguably the highest praised Sonic games ever, and I mean, they're my top two Sonic games ever. Between the story and the gameplay and playing as multiple characters, it's no wonder why the adventure games are seen as a phenomenal masterpiece. In Sonic Adventure 1, we got to play as Sonic with his fast-speed platforming, utilizing his spin dash, jump, and homing attack mechanics to get through the stage. We got to play as Tails and play through his racing platforming sections, which I personally thought were fun, but I can understand it may not be everyone's cup of tea. Knuckles' treasure hunting was honestly really fun, and I really like how we could track each emerald all the time, not just one at a time. And then, of course, you had Amy's story, Big's story, which that's debatable if you want to keep in there for a remake.
Glad I found you.
And Gamma's story, which was really short, but had a very heartwarming message at the end. And we get to wrap the whole game up with Supersonic's story, where we get to fight Perfect Chaos and understand his backstory and Tikal's backstory, as well as learn more about the origins of the Chaos and Master Emeralds. Like I was saying earlier, the presentation of Sonic Adventure was maybe a bit subpar. The dialogue can be a bit corny sometimes. The rigging on the characters is pretty subpar, yes. But they didn't stop us from liking the game, at least. However, if we had these remakes, we could seriously see some upgrades as far as re-rigged models and even the more current models, and I'm not sure if we might want to maybe have the newest cast like Roger Craig Smith voicing as Sonic, or if they want to reprise Brian Drummond as Sonic for the remake. And I wouldn't mind calling O'Shaughnessy voicing as Tails compared to the voice that we had before. Mike Pollock would make a really good Eggman. It's too bad that Dean Bristow is no longer with the cast, but even though he had a stellar performance as Eggman, but Mike Pollock would make a really good Eggman for an Adventure remake. As for Adventure 2, my most favorite Sonic game actually, I'd absolutely love to see an Adventure 2 remake. Rolling around the speed of sound at City Escape and going through Metal Harbor with Sonic and Pyramid Cave, all those exciting stages where you really get to blast through at Sonic speed and utilize the spin dash and homing attack once again. But this time you have government agents after Sonic thanks to Shadow, or I guess thanks to the government agents not even being able to tell Sonic and Shadow apart.
I've come to make an announcement. Shadow the Hedgehog's not Sonic!
And beyond Sonic and Shadow's gameplay, Tails and Eggman's mech gameplay was stellar. Rouge and Knuckles' treasure hunting was really good, maybe a little bit of a step back with having to only track one emerald at a time instead of all of them at a time, but I didn't really mind. Although I think it's one of those things you just had to get used to, more or less, because you could spend more than 20 minutes in just one stage if you've never played the treasure hunting stages before. So that'd be one nice thing they could refine in the remake of Sonic Adventure 2, is to have a better treasure hunting experience. Beyond seeing what the Master and Chaos Emeralds are capable of, there was also the game when Shadow the Hedgehog was introduced, and we got to see what his edgy character is like, but not really much of his edgy character per se, but more so understand his backstory and where he was coming from. Understanding that he sacrificed his life for Maria, and for the good of the planet at the end of the day, despite the horrendous backstory that he went through. The main things that would be nice to see in the remake would be better dialogue perhaps, updated graphics, and a better treasure hunting system. I could probably go on to say that the next Dreamcast era game, Sonic Heroes, would be another great game to remake, but maybe I'll save that for another video since this is just for the adventure game specifically. Hey Goxes, so I forgot to mention the Chow Garden in my original recording of this video, and I don't know how it slipped my mind, but to sum it up, I'd love to see the Chow Garden come back in a remake of Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. We could go through the same experience of raising our Chow to be as strong as they can be between all the different stats like swimming and power and stamina, and go take them to lessons in the Chow Garden and even get those items from the black market, as well as play Chow Karate and Chow Racing, and better yet, add an online multiplayer feature for the remake instead of just having it locally like they did in the originals. Anyway, I don't know how the Chow Garden didn't even cross my mind when I was recording this originally, but hey, it's here nonetheless. So, back to the main video. Sum it all up, my honest thoughts as to why we need Sonic Adventure remakes is because they are stellar games with amazing gameplay and story, and you can't get any better than that. We could finally be able to play Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 on modern consoles and play them with more updated graphics, and also have some of those bugs from the original games ironed out. But what are y'all's thoughts? Do y'all think that we need Sonic Adventure remakes, and if so, why? Comment below to let me know, and check out this playlist on my honest thoughts on the Sonic series, or check out this video that YouTube recommends to you. Alright, well thanks so much for watching everyone, and as always, we are Eternal for Life.